My name is Rasmus Künstlicher and I am a level designer. This is a presentation of my fan-made map concept that I made for Star Wars Battlefront, currently in development by DICE. The map's working title is Relay. The purpose of this video is to display my line of thoughts that led into this concept. Star Wars Battlefront is not out yet and very little of the game is known to the public. When I started to design this map, I based my decisions on my experience with first-person shooter design, and I assumed that the game and its features would be similar to Battlefront 2 and to the Battlefield series. The map is designed for a game mode similar to Rush in Battlefield. The attacking team are to destroy two objectives while the defenders try to deny this. When both objectives are destroyed, two new appear deeper into the map and the spawn points are moved accordingly. This map has 3 such pushes, meaning a total of 6 objectives to destroy. The map is set on the ice world Hoth. The Empire are the attacking team and their mission is to destroy a small base that serves as a communications relay. The base is hidden in a valley and is surrounded by large shelves of ice. A tall and narrow ice peak shoots up through the glacier in the eastern part of the map. Half of the cliff have cracked and fallen to the ground, leaving a silhouette similar to Pride Rock in The Lion King. I chose this formation not only because it's a very impressive shape, but also because it basically serves as a huge guidepost pointing right to where the action is. It's also a widely recognized shape, helping players to communicate within the team. In the northwestern part there's an anti-air battery stationed on top of the ice shelf. They repeatedly shoot bright projectiles into the air, leading the player's vision with light and movement. They are visible by the attackers during the 2 first pushes, aligning nicely with the objectives. In the second push, the terrain opens up towards east and reveals a beautiful vista. This gives a sense of openness and allows for faster vehicles to maneuver more freely. It's not really a focal point, but it's highly recognizable and gives a sense of direction. The ion cannon is iconic from the Battle of Hoth and it's easy to recognize. It is placed in the north side of the map close to the rebel base. Because of its elevated position, it is seen clearly during the second and third push. It is worth noting that this focal point might not fit the overall story from the movies. In that case, it can easily be replaced by a large antenna or a satellite dish. The first push takes place on an open area. A hill covers the Imperial beachhead where the attackers spawn. The defending rebels spawn behind objectives and have a building and some trenches in their area. The different heights' main purpose is to get some distance into the combat and promote vehicle warfare. I didn't want to exclude infantry, so a couple of trenches, a small tunnel and the terrain allow players on foot to get into the action. Trenches are something that I believe is expected on a Hoth map, and with them, turrets. Turrets should be placed so they feel important without dominating the terrain completely. That's also why I narrowed down this area into a couple of firing corridors. Objective A is located behind a single ice block and is called Forward Operation Base. It's a simple command post with some barricades and radio equipment to destroy. Objective B is inside a building that serves as an ammunition depot. Destroying this objective could trigger a larger explosion and possibly demolish the building completely. The next push both narrows down and opens up the map. To the west, a large crack in the ice and a small cave system makes infantry get into close combat. Even though vehicles can drive into this area, they are exposed due to the many dangerous angles here. East of the caves, the terrain opens up and reveals the vista. Vehicles get more space to roam on and the playing field is limited by a no combat zone. Objective A is to take out the anti-air system's targeting computers, while Objective B is to destroy a portable generator. To increase the verticality, I added some elevated areas. This would promote the use of classes such as the Dark Trooper, who is equipped with a jetpack. It adds to the environment with large, naturally formed bridges of ice that extends over the ground. A couple of nice shortcuts and one-way jumps will also contribute to the tactical depth of this area. The caves have opening to both sides, allowing infantry to flank and maneuver, as well as providing support to the vehicles without being completely exposed. Height differences are used to encourage infantry and vehicles to keep moving rather than trying to take kills from afar. In the last push, we go inside the rebel base, adding a lot of close-quarter combat. Vehicles are still viable though and can be used on the outside eastern area. The ion cannon is the main focal point for the attackers, while the defenders can see the anti-air battery. The interior of the base is probably the one part that will be iterated upon the most. My main thought was to have one longer, slightly curved tunnel that runs parallel to a series of rooms. In addition to this, 2 main entrances leads to the outside, which opens up for some nice flanking possibilities. To improve this layout, a second floor could be added, which also could have some nice vantage points towards the outside. Objective A is to destroy the communications relay's core systems located inside the base. Objective B is to destroy the ion cannon's power supply. When these two objectives are destroyed, the attackers have won the map. The defenders win by reducing the attackers' tickets to 0, just as in Rush. In addition to the main objectives, I thought of some secondary objectives that could be cool to have. In Push 1, setting up a disruption device near the objectives could move the rebel spawn points further back. In Push 2, capturing a radar installation could allow for some transports to fly in through the anti-air barrage and land additional vehicles. Lastly, hacking the base's defense systems could disable turrets located at strategic positions. These objectives could also be retaken by the defenders, encouraging movement and risk-taking for both sides. The next step of this map would be to analyze it together with fellow level designers and level artists in order to iterate upon it and coming up with a more detailed design. Then, a quick block-up to do some early testing and iteration. The layout, placement of spawns and objectives, distances, etc. would be tested and shifted around, trying to find different solutions, before going into the more detailed prop placement, level dressing, terrain work and scripting. This map concept was presented and created by me, Rasmus Künstlicher. Please check out my portfolio and don't hesitate to get in touch.